Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. And it's a special Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook on the go, out in the field. And Kelly is, of course, with us today. How are you doing today, Kelly?
Doing great, Elizabeth. Yeah, taking live ammo out in the field right now. Preaching what or practicing what we preach.
Yeah, not letting up. Like we talked about on our last episode, it is heading into that fall market. We're kind of getting there. I mean, in Arizona, the weather's probably not changing much, but around the rest of the country, things should be starting to cool down a little bit in weather-wise and typically in your sale volume as well. Now, like we talked about last time, this doesn't mean that you slow up on any of your efforts and, kind of give up the rest of the year. Still be reaching those goals, setting new goals, whatever you want to do to finish out the last 4 months of the year super, super strong. So kind of to piggyback off of that, we're talking about how typically in these months we see a little bit of a slowdown in real estate. I mean, starting to. It's not, not crazy like maybe winter, but starting a little bit because kids are back in school, things like that. But of course, the past 2 years have been just crazy in real estate. We haven't seen a slowdown at all. So as it has continued to been, it's super important to keep your clients aware of what's going on in the market. I think that there's a lot of buzz around, houses flying off the shelves and people not being able to, keep up with cash offers and all these crazy things that we've seen these past couple of years. And your clients might have more questions than they ever have about what the state of the market is. So as we head into this new season, we want to talk about how you should be communicating what is going on with the market to your clients. So Kelly,
Yes.
Take it away.
Yeah, that's very important. I mean, right now you set the stage very well there, Elizabeth. I mean, right now, I got to imagine no matter what market you're in, people are asking the question, okay, it's still a good time to buy. Every single market in America has had a run up in median and average price points. So that question I know is being asked by a lot of people, whether they're your clients or whether they're leads, right? There could be leads that you're trying to convert and they're like, well, I'm going to hold off and wait. Okay. What would be the reason as to why? There could be one of the objections could be the forbearances. Okay. We hear a lot about that. But right now, guys, here's the stat nationally. Right now on forbearances, they said only 2% of forbearances right now have less than 10% equity in their house. I mean, that's huge. Only 2%, which equates right now to only 131,000 homes across the country.
That's not very many.
That's a drop in the bucket considering every single market across the country. Exactly. So, that being said, that's not going to be a reason. That's not a legitimate reason to wait, because even if all of those people on forbearance went into foreclosure tomorrow, that supply would be absorbed extremely fast, right? And that wouldn't even be a blip on the radar for the most part.
Especially with the demand with buyers and everything.
Exactly. That's right. That's exactly right. So that's out the window. So, but you got to know those stats to know how to combat that. What's the old saying that facts tell, facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. So you know your facts, then you have to be able to tell a story. Because I'm sure if you're out there selling real estate, you can have a lot to relate to when it comes to other clients that did not do this or did not do that. And therefore now they're in this position they're in right now. So that's what you want to keep in mind. The other reason is, well, the prices ran up so much, I'll just wait. Now, there are people who said that, mind you, in 2019. And now look at what is going on. I mean, in Phoenix right now, year over year from 2020 to 2021, we're up overall 28%. 1 year net year over year. That's incredible. And that there was a lot of equity there that was made by a lot of people, and missed out by a lot of people. So at some point, you got to get in the game. Now, well, I agree with you, Kelly, but I'm going to wait because I missed the run up. So certainly it's going to come down and correct. Now, I can't speak for every single market in America, obviously, but I can tell you, like in Arizona, you have to know your facts. In Arizona, that's most likely not going to happen. We heard from the leading economists in the state of Arizona, which I know every single state is provided some sort of resource like that with your, board or your MLS, Department of Real Estate, whatever it is. But right now, the stats right now in Arizona is that it would take at its current pace 4 years to get back to a balanced market at this pace that we're in. 4 years. Mm-hmm. And then that obviously fluctuates based upon the suburb or the neighborhood, that sort of thing, or the price point of a certain area of town. But 4 years in general, that's so. And I got to imagine most areas of the country, maybe not 4 years, because Arizona has a lot of population growth right now, but there's other areas that still, because the run up could be a while before they see some sort of slowdown. So, you can't tell the story without having the facts to support it as well. So I just encourage everybody right now to be able to talk to, go on their MLS, go on their RL Brown report. We have that down here in Arizona. We have the Cromford report. We have these tools that are economic tools that just talk data, and you have to know what that means. How many days did days on market increase over the past 3 months? Mm-hmm. Now in Arizona, we have a slowdown traditionally because the summer is so hot. But I would imagine in most places, like in the East Coast and Midwest, there's not a slowdown. There probably wasn't a slowdown in June, July, August. Mm-hmm. But we're going to have an increase coming up here fairly soon, whereas the rest of the country is going to have potentially going into more of a slower market. But don't let that stop you guys. There's still plenty of time, and you need to be able to articulate to your clients why now is still a good time to buy. There's one more other reason that or more thing that you guys should look at as well, which you should talk about, which is the affordability index. How many of you out there right now know what that is? And if you don't, why? Because you should. For example, in Arizona, the affordability index is still very good. Prior to COVID, 70% of all inventory in the Phoenix area, metro area, was considered affordable by the masses. Okay. Now we're down to about 56% of all inventory is still affordable by the masses. Now, affordable means basically that you're spending 30% of your gross income on housing. And if you're spending more than that, that's no longer affordable, because now it puts you kind of out of whack with your budget to be able to afford other things in your life, right? Mm-hmm. So that being said, 56% of all inventory is still affordable. That's still really good. For any major market, when you start getting into 35%, 30% of inventory is only affordable, then you start getting to some issues potentially where, okay, at some point that bubble has to pop, because now people won't be able to sell their houses because no one can afford to buy them, mm-hmm. right? So I think it's very important that you know what the affordability index is for your city and your town, because that's how you articulate if it's still a good time to buy. And if you can put those facts to a buyer's emotional psyche of, I'm just going to wait, then how do they refute that? Now, they can still obviously choose to wait, and that's their personal decision, and you can't change that. You can't force them. But at least if you have facts and they're reasonable and are willing to listen to the data and the facts, the person now in Arizona who hears that should go, okay, I'm going to buy. The other thing too, especially Elizabeth, which is important, is what is the current average home? What's that monthly payment if you own it as compared to if you are renting it? Mm-hmm. Can I tell you right now, in Arizona, I know my facts too on that. In Arizona, in the Phoenix metro area, right now, that average home, that's say between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet, the average monthly mortgage payment right now is just under $1,900 a month, given the average interest rate and the average down payment, et cetera. That same home to rent in the Phoenix metro area currently is $2,195. Mm-hmm. Right? So you're paying $300 more to throw money away every single month. Whereas if you can't afford to buy a house, you should be doing everything you can within your power to try to get in that game. Mm-hmm. So absolutely. There you have it.
There you go. And people, that is how you talk to your clients about what's going on in the market and why it's still, a good time to buy. I mean, obviously, in the real estate agent or in the real estate industry, you're always going to be, say it's always a good time to buy. It's always a good time to sell, because obviously you want those sales. Like there
Sure.
are certain aspects why it is always in some regard a good, I mean, of course it's always a better idea to buy than rent. I mean, almost always, right? But,
Almost always, yeah.
but right now, I mean, we're just armed with so much like data that you can find, so many reasons as to why it is still a good time to buy, even though from the outside, it's like, oh, it looks like houses are just too expensive. But that's the common misconception that I think that, the rest of the country has, that the real estate agents can kind of see past. And so it's your job to be that expert and kind of guide your clients through that and really, help them see the facts other than just like the media or whatever's going on, saying the prices. The emotion. Mm-hmm.
That's
exactly.
The problem. Yep.
So perfect. Well, that wraps it up for today. And if you have any questions for Kelly about what's going on in Arizona, or, need some help finding any of those resources that he talks about in your market, I'm sure he can help point you in the right direction. Kelly, where can they reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can text or call my cell at 480-227-2028, or you can email at info@kellycookhomes.com.
Yes. And if you are absorbing all of this information just so that you can pass it along to, people that are working for you once you have your nice real estate team, you should probably first check out Kelly's whole checklist of how to build your real estate team. And that's at buildyourrealestateteam.com. Wonderful,
right.
Wonderful, very easy URL for you there. So
easy peasy. You can memorize that. You don't even have to write that one down.
Nope. You just got to remember what you want to do. I want to build my real estate team. All right. Buildyourrealestateteam.com. There we go. All right, everybody. We will see you next week and we'll have some more good information for you. See you, Kelly.
Sounds good. See you, Elizabeth. See you guys.
Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.